I am a man who has weathered the storm of divorce. This video serves as a reflection on my journey from the initial heartache to eventual reconciliation. For many years, I believed my marriage was indestructible. However, as time passed, cracks began to show, and I made several mistakes that ultimately led to divorce. In the early years, my wife and I shared a strong bond, filled with laughter, dreams, and mutual respect. But as life became more demanding, I started taking our relationship for granted. I neglected the small yet significant gestures that nurtured our love and allowed misunderstandings to fester. The emotional distance grew, paving the way for arguments and resentment. The decision to divorce was not made lightly. It was a painful process, filled with soul-searching and self-doubt. I questioned my actions, my decisions, and my ability to love. The heartache was immense, and it felt as though a part of me was being ripped away. However, through this painful journey, I discovered a path to reconciliation, not just with my ex-wife, but with myself. The purpose of sharing my story is not to dwell on the past, but to offer insights and hope to those who might be facing similar challenges. Divorce is a complex and multifaceted experience, often leaving individuals feeling isolated and uncertain about the future. By recounting my experiences and the lessons I learned, I aim to provide a source of support and encouragement. It is my hope that others can learn from my mistakes, avoid the pitfalls I encountered, and find their own path to healing and growth. During the course of my marriage, I made a series of grave mistakes that ultimately led to its downfall. One of the most significant errors was engaging in illicit affairs. These extramarital relationships were not just fleeting moments of poor judgment. They were deliberate choices that betrayed the trust my ex-wife had placed in me. Each affair was a breach of the vows we had taken and a direct assault on the foundation of our marriage. To compound the damage, I resorted to a web of lies to cover up my actions. The deceit was pervasive and insidious, creating an atmosphere of suspicion and instability. My ex-wife, sensing that something was amiss, would often question me, and I would respond with more lies, deepening the chasm between us. The more I lied, the more distant we became, and the once solid ground of our relationship began to crumble. The guilt and regret that followed these actions were overwhelming. I vividly remember the moments when the reality of my choices hit me, realizing the pain I had caused to someone I once deeply loved. The emotional turmoil was not just limited to my ex-wife, it also consumed me. The guilt was a constant companion, gnawing at my conscience and making me question my integrity and worth as a person. The repercussions of my actions were far-reaching. Trust, once broken, is incredibly difficult to rebuild. My ex-wife's sense of betrayal was profound, and it affected every aspect of our relationship. The emotional scars ran deep, and the lies had eroded the very essence of our bond. The realization that my actions had caused irreparable damage was a heavy burden to bear. In acknowledging these mistakes, I aim to highlight the destructive power of infidelity and dishonesty. They not only devastate the person who is betrayed, but also corrode the soul of the betrayer. Through this reflection, I hope to convey the importance of fidelity and honesty in any relationship, and the dire consequences that can arise when these values are compromised. The moment I truly grasped the gravity of my actions was a turning point in my life. The realization hit me like a tidal wave, sweeping away the facade of normalcy I had desperately clung to. The process of our divorce began with a series of legal meetings, each one more emotionally draining than the last. The sterile environment of the courtroom contrasted sharply with the raw, tumultuous emotions swirling within me. Every document signed felt like a nail in the coffin of our once vibrant union. The emotional toll was profound, not just on me, but on my ex-wife as well. We had shared dreams, built a home, and envisioned a future together. The dissolution of our marriage was not just the end of a relationship, but the disintegration of a shared identity. The pain of seeing our family torn apart was excruciating. Our children, caught in the crossfire, bore the silent burden of our discord. The once warm and lively household became a battleground of unspoken tensions and fractured trust. Loneliness ensued, a stark contrast to the companionship I had taken for granted. The nights were the hardest, filled with a deafening silence that amplified my regrets. I found myself haunted by memories of happier times, moments that now seemed like distant echoes of a past life. The support network of friends and family provided some solace, but they couldn't fill the void left by the absence of my partner. This period of my life was marked by a profound sense of loss. It wasn't just the loss of a spouse, but the loss of a life I had built and envisioned. The journey through this heartache was arduous, forcing me to confront my shortcomings and the consequences of my actions. The reflections of a divorced man are not merely about the end of a marriage, but the beginning of a long, painful journey towards reconciliation and self-discovery. In the wake of my divorce, the overwhelming sense of regret became a constant companion. Each day was a stark reminder of the love I once had and the reality of my current solitude. The realization of my love for my ex-wife grew stronger with each passing moment, and this newfound clarity only deepened the sense of loss I felt. The memories of our time together, once a source of joy, transformed into painful reminders of what I had let slip through my fingers. There were specific moments that brought me to tears, where the weight of my decisions felt almost unbearable. One such memory was our wedding day, a day filled with laughter, love, and the promise of a future together. As I revisited the photographs, the joy in her eyes and the warmth of her smile were stark contrasts to the emptiness I now felt. The vows we exchanged echoed in my mind, each word now a haunting reminder of the promises I failed to keep. Another poignant memory was the birth of our child. Holding our newborn for the first time was a moment of pure, unadulterated happiness. It was a shared experience that bonded us in ways words could scarcely describe. Now, as I sat alone, I was haunted by the realization that I had disrupted that bond, not just between my ex-wife and me, but also within our family. The thought of not being there for those precious milestones in our child's life filled me with an indescribable sorrow. These reflections on my past actions and their consequences were not merely fleeting regrets, but deep, profound realizations of my love for her. Each memory, each moment we shared, served as a reminder of the life we built together and the future we had planned. My heart ached with the knowledge that my actions had irreparably altered the course of that future. The depth of my regret was immense, and if given the chance, I would have done everything in my power to turn back time and make different choices.
My journey toward self-reflection and healing began in the aftermath of my divorce, a period that was marked by profound heartache and intense self-scrutiny. It was during this turbulent time that I realized the necessity of understanding the root causes of my behavior. I knew that to move forward, I needed to confront the underlying issues that had contributed to the breakdown of my marriage. The first step in my journey was seeking professional help. I started attending therapy sessions, which provided a safe space to explore my emotions and behaviors. My therapist guided me through a process of introspection, helping me to uncover and confront deeply ingrained patterns and beliefs. This therapeutic journey was instrumental in my healing, as it allowed me to gain insights into my actions and their impacts on my relationships. In addition to therapy, I turned to self-help books that focused on personal growth and emotional intelligence. Titles such as The Road Less Traveled by M. Scott Peck and The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle offered valuable perspectives and practical advice. These books became my companions, offering wisdom and strategies to navigate the complexities of my emotions and behaviors. Moreover, I found solace and support in joining a local support group for divorced men. Sharing my experiences with others who were going through similar struggles provided a sense of community and understanding. It was comforting to know that I was not alone in my journey, and the mutual exchange of stories and advice was both cathartic and enlightening. Through these various avenues, therapy, self-help literature, and support groups, I embarked on a path of self-discovery and healing. Each step I took was a testament to my commitment to becoming a better person. It was a challenging journey, but one that ultimately led to profound personal growth and reconciliation with myself. Reaching out to my ex-wife with the hope of reconciliation was a profoundly daunting yet necessary step in my journey. The decision to bridge this gap arose from countless nights of introspection and a deep-seated desire to mend what was once broken. Despite the overwhelming fear of rejection, I knew that I had to confront my past and address the lingering heartache that had shadowed my existence since our separation. The challenges were immense. I feared that my ex-wife might have moved on, or that my overtures would reopen old wounds. The uncertainty of her response loomed large, making the act of reaching out feel like stepping into a void. However, my need to seek forgiveness and express my genuine remorse propelled me forward. I meticulously planned our conversation, ensuring that my words would convey sincerity and earnestness. When the moment arrived, I opted for a heartfelt letter, believing that the written word would allow me to articulate my feelings without the immediate pressure of a verbal exchange. In my letter, I bared my soul, acknowledging my mistakes and taking full responsibility for the role I played in our marital breakdown. I presented a candid account of my reflections, detailing the personal growth I had undergone since our separation. Apologizing sincerely was paramount. I expressed regret for the pain I had caused, without deflecting blame or making excuses. My goal was not just to seek forgiveness, but to communicate my profound respect for her and the relationship we once cherished. I made it clear that my intention was not to dredge up the past for the sake of it, but to pave the way for a potential future, be it as friends or partners once more. Ultimately, my message conveyed a desire to rebuild our relationship on a foundation of mutual understanding and respect. I emphasized the importance of taking things slowly, allowing time for healing and trust to be restored. By reaching out, I hoped to transform the heartache into an opportunity for reconciliation, fostering a renewed connection born from honesty and love. It was a moment that seemed almost surreal when my ex-wife and I stood across from each other, exchanging vows once again. This time, however, it was not just about love, but also about a profound understanding of what it takes to make a relationship flourish. The journey to this point was neither simple nor swift, but it was deeply transformative. Rebuilding trust was our first and most significant challenge. Both of us had to acknowledge past mistakes and genuinely commit to change. Open communication became our cornerstone. We attended couples therapy sessions, which provided a safe space to express our emotions and fears. These sessions played a crucial role in helping us understand each other's perspectives and led to meaningful conversations that had been long overdue. Healing was an essential part of our process. We each took time to work on ourselves, addressing personal issues that had previously impacted our relationship. This individual growth was critical. It allowed us to come back together as stronger, more self-aware partners. We also sought to heal the wounds of our past interactions by making conscious efforts to show empathy and patience, thereby rebuilding the emotional bridge that had been damaged. Reuniting our family was a joyous yet delicate endeavor. Our children, who had faced the brunt of our separation, required reassurance and love. We involved them in our journey, making sure they felt secure and valued. Family counseling sessions helped us navigate this complex transition, ensuring that our children understood and felt part of our renewed commitment to each other. The new foundation we built together was solid and resilient, grounded in mutual respect and a deeper love that had been forged through adversity. We created new traditions and memories, fostering a sense of unity and joy that permeated our daily lives. Our renewed relationship stood as a testament to the power of perseverance and the miracles that can occur when two people are genuinely committed to healing and growth. Reflecting on my journey from heartache to reconciliation, I have come to understand that the path to healing is seldom straightforward. It is a road filled with introspection, challenges, and the necessity for unwavering honesty. However, Despite the tumultuous nature of this journey, one must never give up on the possibility of love and reconciliation. It is crucial to recognize that mistakes are an inevitable part of any relationship. They serve as lessons that, when acknowledged and understood, can pave the way for personal growth and stronger connections. Self-reflection allows us to identify our shortcomings and areas where we need to improve, fostering an environment where healing can begin. Honesty is the foundation upon which any meaningful relationship is built. Being truthful with oneself and with others is paramount. It is through honesty that trust is reestablished and relationships are mended. Acknowledging past mistakes and being forthright about your intentions can lead to a deeper understanding and a renewed sense of connection. Perseverance is equally essential. The journey to reconciliation is not an easy one, and there will be moments where giving up seems like the simpler option. However, it is in these moments of doubt that resilience is most needed. By persevering through the hardships, we can emerge stronger and more capable of nurturing healthy, fulfilling relationships. To those who find themselves in a dark place, remember that healing is possible. It takes time, patience, and a commitment to self-improvement, but it is within reach. Allow yourself to be vulnerable, to learn from your mistakes, and to hold on to hope. Even after the darkest times, there is always a possibility for love and reconciliation. Never give up.